So our girls are off to Toronto to Carnival. This is going to be interesting. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 12, episode 9. The girls are getting their little things together and going on off to Toronto for Carnival. This is going to be interesting because, one, Tanya is actually from Canada. So it's like they actually, you know what? It's always better to have a trip when you're going somewhere for the first time, when you're with somebody that's actually from that place, that is well versed in the things that go on. It always makes for a better trip. It really, really does. The first time when I went to New Orleans, I was glad that one of the people who was with us actually was originally from New Orleans. So we actually were able to tap into some different things that we wouldn't have been able to tap into had we not actually been with her. And we got to meet her family and different things like that. So that I was like, this is going to be interesting to actually watch. But anyway, let's just get started. Lauren and Portia get together. Lauren's trying to figure out, get her little things. Not Lauren, I'm sorry. Portia's trying to get her little things together to go. That daggone Portia's just talking. And she doesn't really realize that she's a goon. She doesn't. And Lauren laughed at her at the fact that she was taking solace in the whole thing that Dennis wants to give her ring back. Now, I can't even wrap my mind around that. But then I'm hard. When it comes to relationships and matters of the heart, I'm really not forgiving at all. And if I can't imagine nobody asking me for the ring back. He asked for the ring back. And now he wants to give you the ring back. And he did say last week that, he's going to have to upgrade the ring. I probably would need a whole new ring if I actually did do some forgiveness and went that route, which I'm telling you I wouldn't have. Because when he asked for the ring back, he let you know that he is a slime ball. He's a slime ball. You might take nothing back. They gave you jewelry and stuff. That's tacky as hell. Tacky, tacky, tacky. But I would need a whole new ring and bigger than the one that I had to start with. Trust me. Anyway, so that was that. Candy actually ended up, when Portia told her, Candy ended up telling Portia what Eva said when they were out that day. And Eva made the comments about how Portia needed to mind her business and worry about what's going on in them blogs. And if she didn't really know what was going on, she could forward her or email the stuff that is being said about her in the blogs, and she needed to go on and mind her business. Candy, why was that necessary? Why was that necessary? Like, you already know that, you know who you're dealing with. You knew that would spark up something in Portia. Well, you know what, I guess. And then, see, there's a flip side to that, too, because if Portia ever found out that that was said in your presence and you didn't tell her, she would be mad. But I think I probably would have kept that one to myself. I wouldn't want to be in the midst of that mess. But she told it, and Portia feeling some kind of way about it. So at some point she's going to say something to Eva about it. I'm like, oh, the trip is doomed before y'all even get out of Atlanta. A mess. So we go right to it. We got a meeting now at the airport. Everybody's meeting at the airport, and up pops Yvonne, who is blonde, and Eva throws shade. So why is she even here? And I agree. Why is she even here? Like, I guess somebody got to take Sheree's place. Somebody got to be the bone carrier. Anyway, Cynthia had talked to them while they were standing out front of the airport and all the girls were pulling up about the fact that she was trying to reach out to Nene to thank her for the card and stuff that she sent down to her little function. And I said, okay. Marlo had actually come up, and she was saying, Marlo, girl, did you give Nene my message about unblocking me? Now the other girls was kind of laughing at Cynthia, like, okay. I guess, girl, I guess you like that treatment, but y'all know that. Y'all know Cynthia likes the treatment. Cynthia doesn't expect any other treatment from Nene other than to dog her out. She's been dogging her out since she known her. And, it just kind of is what it is. It is what it is. So they go in, they're making, and we're going to get back to that, some more of that in a little bit. They're making their way through the airport. They get to Toronto, and not long after they get there, Marlo loses her passport. So they get to teasing her about, girl, you might get stuck on over here, honey. I said, oh, God. I couldn't even imagine. I think that would literally have ruined the whole trip for me. I get to Toronto, and I don't have a passport, and you have to go to the embassy to even be able to. That would have ruined the whole trip for me. That's just too much. That's too much extra. Anyway, Tanya lets everybody know they're staying at the at this beautiful hotel, and she ain't even played no games because they start asking her questions about who's going to be, what the rooms are going to look like. All y'all's rooms are the same. All of them, except for Tanya's. Tanya's got a suite. But all the rest of the girls' rooms are the same, and they were beautiful. They were really, really beautiful rooms. They really were. She said, I ain't going for none of that garbage that y'all be doing. So then, in the midst of all that, we end up finding out, like I said, we was going to talk about it again. Cynthia then figured out that Nene, the little lovely message that was put into the card and all that lovely message was in the blogs. I believe it was B. Scott. It was in the blogs word for word, what was actually written on the card. So the girls got a real good chuckle, and they was giving, child, see that Nene, honey, she's a snake. It was all done for publicity because, again, people don't like the fact that Nene mistreats Cynthia, and they were eating her ass up. So she had to do something to counteract it. So she did a nice gesture, but she basically gave the story to the blogs. You're being used to clean her image up. I said, wow. Oh, Nene. Nene. Anyway, so then Cynthia and Candy are talking, and Candy is sharing her feelings. Well, they're talking to Kenya. And Candy and Cynthia were sharing their feelings toward the triple date that they went on and how they felt about Mark and the way he acted during the dinner. And they let her know that, they really were uncomfortable with the way he was like battling with her verbally and how he was big up at Nene and just, a lot of those little things. And then what we didn't see is that Mark actually took afterwards. Kenya went home with the baby. Remember, he only comes in town every so often. So all time that he's there should be spent with Brooklyn and Kenya. Kenya went home with Brooklyn, and Mark went on out to the club and that with Candy and Todd without Kenya. So why couldn't you take your woman, or she's not your woman, she's your wife. Kenya couldn't go hang out? Y'all couldn't extend the time with the nanny? You sent her on home to be with the baby, and you went on out hanging out. Kenya, listen, you better than me, baby. I can't. I cannot. And Kenya was pissed about it. She told she was really, really pissed about it. And Cynthia actually broke right down in there and said, listen, let me ask you. I said, can I ask you a personal question? She said, go ahead. She said, girl, are you happy? Are you happy? Does this man make you happy? Well, Kenya got to crying, child. I said, oh, here we go again, honey. She got to crying and feeling so bad till she missed the dance class. They had a little dance class. It was fun. It was fun. And they went to learn the Trini way of dancing and being like a Caribbean chick. And of course, Portia was thinking it was all twerking. And they were like, no, 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 no. Oh, no, baby, you don't do no twerking. It's all whining. And that's different. We don't twerk over here. So when you get down onto the street in the carnival, baby, we don't be doing no twerking. We're whining. So she was like going, it was two ladies. And they were going through and teaching them the proper way to dance so you don't be standing out looking like a damn idiot. Old goofy Portia talking about, well, they going to think I'm whining, but I'm going to be twerking. No, they ain't going to think nothing. You're going to be over there looking like an old slut while everybody else is doing what the culture calls for. You're going to be over there popping your booty and looking like a damn stripper. That's what's going to happen. So go right ahead on, goofball, waiting on that ring back. Just poor thing. Always just poor judgment. Anyway, but Kenya missed all that fun that they had down there. They even had like one of those exercise balls for Eva. Eva was sitting on the ball, eating ice and and whining. I said, Eva's a hot mess. She's been to Carnival before, so she knew. She was over there having her good stuff with her little cute self. I said, she's a hot mess. Hot mess. Later on, Eva and Cynthia were talking. And Cynthia was telling her, she says, I'm going to talk to Kenya because after my engagement, once he came out, Mike was really bothered. He didn't care for the fact of that little shady act that Kenya pulled during the engagement party because it didn't go over, but it could have very well ruined her surprise engagement. And it could have. And it's just because Kenya's a hater and Kenya is miserable. And again, displaced anger. You mad with Mark that your life is a whole shambles and a mess. And you want to ruin other people's stuff. Misery loves company. And Kenya is a prime example of that. She knew what she was doing. That's why Candy got so mad at her. But she told Eva, I'm going to say something to her. I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. This is going to create an argument. I just knew it. So then we do the classic group sit, honey, where everybody's sitting down. Nene ain't got there yet. They still are resting on a maybe with Nene. They didn't know whether Nene was actually going to show up or not. Nobody really cares, right? Nobody cares but Tanya and Yvonne. Anyway, so they get to sitting down there, all sitting in the group. This is like maybe, they only been there in Toronto for about maybe 5 hours or so. And they're all sitting down. I guess they're going to go to dinner or whatever once they all, after this. But they're sitting down talking. So Portia says, well, let's get something out on the table. And, every time we get together, it's like we start clawing at each other. But I'm going to do this, and I want to do this in a different type of way. Even though I do feel some kind of way. So Portia approaches Eva with the situation of what Candy has said. And then Eva, oh no, Eva backpedaled pussy pop and denied saying it. And Portia said, and that was the thing. She was bothered by it because they had really made a friendship, but her denying it started to piss Portia off. And she's like, I've seen you do this before, and it's pissing me off. That you are doing this. Like you say stuff and then you deny it. So I don't believe that you didn't say it. I was like, oh, girl busted, honey. So they end up going back and forth talking, and it ended up getting squashed. It was cool. It got squashed because Cynthia actually stepped in and was like, listen, I don't know about all that. I don't know about what was said, but I can guarantee you that Portia, whenever you're not around, Eva be riding hard for you, like period. And that really did help. And they ended up squashing it. Portia was still a little pissed with Eva, but it just kind of went off. I'm like, Eva, you got to stop doing that. Like either you're going to be a bitch and say bitchy stuff and stand in it, or you going to shut up. Because all of this backpedaling, it's pathetic. It really is, and it don't look good. It don't. Even you, and being pregnant don't even get you a pass. It's just like, stop it. If you can't stand it, don't say it. Anyway, so once that was going, Cynthia goes ahead and approaches Kenya. And Kenya, of course, she denies any foul play. And she's like, no, because this bitch right here, I rides for this bitch. I'm like, she gotta be a bitch. But okay. And, she just overpowered the conversation and was like, no, I didn't do it. I wasn't trying to ruin your day. And that's that, and that's final, honey. And Cynthia's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Child, listen, there was a confessional that popped up. Portia wasn't buying it. She wasn't buying none of what Kenya was selling. And guess what? Neither was I. I wasn't buying it either, Portia. I believe that it's a mess. Portia was questioning the friendship. Do you really love her the way you say you do? Portia, I don't believe so either. I don't believe Kenya loved nobody. Brooklyn, possibly. I don't know. Kenya, a mess. And then we look up and the dark cloud came. Nene walks up. And again, ain't nobody excited except for Giovanna, Marlo, and Tanya. Everybody else is like, oh, honey, like it's getting ready to rain, honey. I said, oh my God. But that's where it actually cut out. So this is the beginning of Toronto. I'm sure it's going to be very, very eventful. I'm looking forward to it. But we'll get back to it next week. All right, you guys. Later.